Hello everybody, this is Andrei and I'm super excited because today we are gonna talk about one of the things that I received 100 questions only yesterday, and this is Instagram marketing and how to be successful on Instagram, how to get popular there, and how to get a huge following and subscribers and engagement. So stay close.
Had no need to fight tonight.
Let's dive into it. So we're gonna take the scenario where you are super new to Instagram, you didn't ever have a page just because it's best for everybody that is around, and let's analyze a couple of things that you have to get right in the very first moment. You might be able to actually make some changes to your page as we go through this, because these are kind of like the latest things that you should consider when optimizing your Instagram page. First things first, make sure that you have a nice eligible profile picture, you know, like the little circle there. It's very important because accounts without that don't really get any attention at all, and also it's really important because it's like if you have a profile that is private, it's the only thing that people can see really. So it's really important to be eligible. Maybe if you are a brand, put only your brand name or your logo instead of a whole picture, because you can't really zoom it in properly, so people can't really see it. And then you have your name clearly after it. The next thing to consider is the description that goes under it. Just a couple of weeks ago, Instagram changed again, so luckily you can now include hashtags in your description as well to get your account to be more discoverable by people looking for hashtags. So what I would suggest you do, and it's kind of like the best practice around brands, personal brands and so on, is take your phone, open the notes on your phone, and then write on your notes the description that you'd like to show there on multiple rows. Why on notes? Because you can't do it in Instagram. So what you like is, for example, if you are like a jewelry brand in Australia, you get your notes up and then you write the name of your company, Australia, and then you maybe like put an emoticon, enter, and then you write another small description. The idea would be to keep it to the point, cover as many relevant things as possible for your business, so maybe like location, what you specialize in, make it a bit fun as well. And the last row has to be a call to action to discovering you more. So what you can do as a brand, as a general account, is have a link in your profile. Use that link to direct to the most engaging page that you have on your website, hopefully, and then include a call to action just above it, saying something along the lines of find out more about us here, or check us out further here, so people can actually have the call to action to clicking through your website through Instagram. What you want to do is not necessarily link to your homepage, but rather to a page that has it's kind of like your magic page, so it's really pretty, it's really engaging, and it actually can hook the audience to, you know, discover you better, maybe make a purchase or maybe subscribe to your newsletter, something like that. But try to make the best and the most out of it. Going a bit down again, usually when you look at an Instagram feed, what you can see are the first 3 pictures, and then if you scroll up a bit you will see another 6 pictures. The secret to a successful Instagram, mainly in the beginning but in general anytime, is have the first 6 to 9 pictures really good quality and matching each other. This is called a feed, and it's really important that your feed looks good. So most people, when they are discovering accounts, they don't necessarily scroll all the way to the bottom. So if you are just looking at rebranding and really enhancing your Instagram, one thing that you can do is think about these last 9 pictures and start to build up to have them looking good. If you are just starting out, I would suggest maybe you could post twice a day and build this feed initially. And what you'd like to do after, and if you already have this and you are more advanced into Instagram, it's something that you should be always considering. Try to post continuously and constantly. So don't post 5 pictures one day and then have 5 days of not posting anything. Rather than that, post every day one picture. We'll go in just a little bit into coming up with ideas of posting and how to combine your postings, because I received so many questions, mainly on Instagram, on our business account, about how do we come up with ideas for posts. And it's really not that hard, and if you do it very well, it can also increase your engagement with your business and your leads as well. So we'll look into it in a couple of minutes. Now you have the pictures, so how are you building up a relevant and good following? What I would suggest you do in the beginning, and when thinking about your strategy on Instagram really, is think about the kind of audience that you want to attract and start to look out on Instagram profiles that can be relevant to you and that already have a following in the industry. So for example, if you are into travel, there are accounts such as Luxury World Travelers and so on, or the actual travel brands and travelers that are passionate and have a personal brand around traveling. Look out for these. You can do this by hashtags, so write down a list of 10 to 15 hashtags that you want to search after. Search for the hashtag and look into the ranked posts. So these are like the first 9-12 posts that show up in the feed when you look for the hashtag, and actually go on that profile and see if they have an engaged following. So if they have like many likes and comments to the picture, see if they have a good following, and see if there are some people you'd like to associate or follow as well. The idea would be to follow a number of these accounts, big and smaller as well, but I wouldn't suggest following people or accounts that don't have at least 1,000 followers in the beginning, mainly if you are a brand, just because the main purpose of your account will ideally be to sell stuff, or not to sell stuff for Instagram, but really to be part of your brand identity. So the engagement that you can get through Instagram has to still be relevant for you to allocate at the time of answering all the messages and so on. So look for these accounts, follow them, engage with them, and what I would suggest is like 3 to 4 pictures and leave at least one relevant comment. So not like a good one bro, keep it up kind of thing, but rather something that is real and can be seen that it was specifically made for that picture. And do this for, if you can, for all the accounts that you follow in the beginning, and this will get you a bit of traffic to your account and hopefully will start building up your follower base. Another thing that you can obviously do is follow your friends, and probably they will follow you back, the brands that you admire and so on. And this is kind of like the starting point of you building the audience. You have the pictures there already, so the people that get on your account can see that you are professional, and it's really important. So this increases your chances of actually getting followers in the first place. And now let's go into the actual posting on Instagram, the strategy, and what's the most efficient way really to increase your following. Believe it or not, the follow and unfollow thing doesn't work if you didn't figure out that already. So don't do that. Many accounts do that, but it's like really bad practice. What I would suggest is, let's take it in points. First of all, when should you post? What's the best hour to post? Well, this really depends on your audience, but let's say your audience is in the same country that you are located in. So for example, for me it would be like in England. The hours that I think are best for posting are either mornings or evenings between 8 and 10 o'clock. Why? Because the way I think about posting is, and this is the first time I'm saying it on a camera, I'm usually giving this out in one-to-one meetings with clients, but really, when you think about when to post, think about when your public or clients are most likely to be on their phone and engage with such content. Usually, it's either when they are eating, when they are on a commute, so going to work or coming back, or when they have like dead time in general. So many times this is lunchtime, but I wouldn't post at lunchtime because that's usually better for emails, or so email marketing and stuff like that. Usually Instagram is good in the morning and in the evening. So if you can post between 8 and 10 a.m. and p.m. in the desired time zone, that's going to be really good for you. The second thing is make full use of the hashtags. You can use 30 hashtags. It's your choice if you want to put them in the description or as a comment right after you post, but the idea would be to make full use of them because they are the ones to drive traffic to your picture. And now a little bit of strategy that you probably didn't hear before, but it's really good for getting your pictures to rank in the results for different hashtags are, don't put just the hashtags with